Hello crafters, this is Julia Fair in Fair's Craft Lair, and I have another YouTube Tuesday video for you. Today we are going to be making this awesome little basket, and I just learned how to put this together. I have a different prototype for it that I made, and I just couldn't wait to do some fun things with ribbon with this. So I'm very excited to show you some elaborations on what I had learned how to do. I went to another demonstrators meeting, Michelle Arini, and was very happy to be able to make some wonderful supplies or wonderful projects to be able to share with you today. So we are going to be making this basket. It is a different take on them. If you are looking for any of the supplies for today's tutorial, my current host code is listed up here. Make sure that you guys can see it. Yes, you can. Okay, that's good. It's on camera. And we're going to be using tea together. And of course, because I'm not somebody who likes to replicate the same thing in the exact same way. We're going to make this. This was fresh fig and berry vanilla, but we're going to be using lemon lime twist and berry burst today. So, which are two of my absolute favorite colors. So let's get started. So I could go two ways. This is just a 6x6 piece of cardstock. I could go two ways. I could do the lemon lime twist on it, or I could, because berry burst actually shows up really well on this too. I think I'm gonna go berry burst on this and change it up. On the other one that I did do fresh fig on fresh fig, and the reason why that worked is because I had berry vanilla and I could still do the fresh fig. This is gonna end up having a little bit different layout, and I want things to stand out a little bit more. So it needs to be a little bit more vibrant. So I'm going to be changing it up just a little bit. So this is my Berry Burst ink pad, and I am just getting some ink, and I'm going to literally stamp all over this cardstock. I don't care what direction it is. I don't care if it goes off of it slightly. You just want it all over. And I think my ink pad is drying up, so I'm going to have to get my re-inkers out. By the way, if you have not visited my blog and you do not know, these two colors are two of the 5 that are in colors from the 2017-2019 palette. And right now they are fully available and you can get them, but next month Stampin' Up, and this is what they do every time we have a new or a set of in colors going out, they will announce that they will be on supplies while supplies last. And I can guarantee you that all 5 of these colors are going to sell out and be gone really, really fast. So if there's anything that you want, make sure you either contact me or your demonstrator and get on top of that, because everything is available right now. But as soon as that's announced, there will be limited inventory. And I have a little bit of a puzzle piece there to figure out. I can do that. This is going to be kind of a corner, so I know I don't need as much in there. But once they announce it in April, everything's going to be gone. It's going to go so fast. Friends, I really care about all of you, and I want to make sure that you get what you're looking for. And this lemon lime twist color, I don't know what they're going to come out with next, but man, oh man, this color is definitely one that we had needed for a long time. And while I'm excited, I'm very excited for new things, I also know that I will have some customers who will go, that color was amazing, where did it go? And I'll be like, I'm so sorry, it's gone, but we have new ones. We do have Pineapple Punch, which is a very close yellow, and we have Mango Melody, which is a very close, bright yellowy orange, but they're not the same as Lemon Lime Twist. And so, you know, it's one of those things. Things change with the seasons. So I would be sure to get them if you have your eyes set on them. Make sure that you do, so that you can be able to craft with the colors that you want. All right, so you can either use your Simply scoreboard for this next step, or you can use your trimmer with the scoring blade. And the scoring blade, or the scoring tool, is the light gray one. And I'm going to score at 4 and at 2 inches. This is easy. This part's easy. Turn and then do the same thing. So you're literally going to be making like a 2 by 2. You got all these little 2 by 2 squares. Okay. So that was easy. All right. And then you're going to take your snips and just follow. Start on one side. It doesn't matter because they're all equal. Cut, trim up to the fold line on one of them. Then do the same thing on the other one on the same side. Okay. Awesome. Flip, repeat. Now I'm doing complete opposite, see? All right, opposing sides. Opposing sides. That's great language. Yep. I haven't had all my coffee today. I've got my cup sitting here so that I can have my coffee. Alrighty. Then we got our bone folder. Going to lightly burnish. The great thing is you can do this with any paper. And I don't really need to burnish these. I'm just going to fold them in. It's just those bottom ones. There you go. Oop. My sleeve's getting caught on things. Okay, so now we have this, all right? And what we want to do, we're going to take the outside corners and bring them together on the outside. So that's what that looks like. And the little inside panel is sitting on the inside there, okay? So we're going to do that on both sides. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive, and I want to use tear and tape. You could use liquid glue if you want to. It just requires that you're going to hold it to make sure it stays. And I'm not that patient. So I'm going to use some tear and tape. Tear and tape is easier to work with if you press it down really well. I have decent nails, so I can pull it up fairly easily. Make sure the tear and tape is on the outside. Meet those 2 points and press. Okay, and I got a little bit of tack left down there, so I can press this up, and that's perfectly fine. Okay, and then flip and repeat. And I could have done this first, but I really wanted to show you what you were doing first, so you kind of understood. It doesn't matter which side you put your adhesive on. You can put it on this panel too. You just, some people put it on the middle here, but you have to make sure you do it towards the top if you do that. And I actually have a trick for something that I like to do, so I don't want my middle. You could just do it at the middle of the top and then put these together, and that's easy and it's fine. But I have a specific reason that I'm not doing it that way. And I will show you why in just a second. Okay, so get this done. Remember, adhesive piece, the panel with the adhesive is on the outside. Put the points together and press. There we go. All right, so we have our box, and it looks so pretty. All right, so the next thing, I have a 1/2 inch strip, and it's, oh, how many inches? 5.5 inches long. All right, now I've got to open this ribbon. I just got new ribbon. Makes me happy. All right, this is pretty stuff. And we were joking, it looks like lettuce. It kind of does, especially the lemon lime twist. The lemon lime twist looks like lettuce, but it's a really pretty wavy ribbon, and I love being able to use it. So I am going to take my ribbon on top of this piece. I'm going to take some tear and tape, put that right down the middle. And I'm going to let it overlap just a little bit. Place that down the middle. There we go. All right, and then I can trim this right here. Oh, my husband's in the kitchen. All right, and now I'm going to start curling it a little bit. So you see I'm just pulling kind of like you do with ribbon. Okay, it helps kind of get the fibers to go the direction that you want, all right? And it doesn't matter if it's wrinkled or anything, that's why you have the ribbon on top. Okay, so now, this is why I kept these panels, because I want to tuck that in there, okay? So I'm going to use some tear and tape inside. That's our handle. Isn't it pretty? Awesome way to decorate. Okay, so tear and tape there, tear and tape. I do it on both sides inside this flap. Okay. All right, and then we stick it just in the middle and press together, and then it'll hold it really nice and easy. So I'm gonna repeat that on the other side. It's the only thing I've got to repeat things on both sides for you guys. It takes a little bit longer on camera. All right, I got that. Oh, there he goes. He must be getting some coffee or some breakfast. We've had a very busy, I don't know if you guys know, I record these on Mondays or sometimes Sundays, so it's been a very busy Monday in our household already this morning, especially with the time change. Oh my gosh, that time change, I think it just hit everybody like a ton of bricks. And my poor cousin, she comes downstairs, she's like, why is it so dark? I've been walking out to the bus and I've been fine, and this is not okay. I'm like, I'm really sorry, sweetheart, but that's what happens when there's a time change. Okay, so we got our handle, and that's great, and we're going to apply this on the outside all the way around. I did it on the inside, and it's a little trickier to do, but it's really pretty. But I like the fact that this has, it's two finished edges, and this is a different type of ribbon also. So putting it on the outside, I know my adhesive is going to get covered up just fine. But where it's this one, this is a lace ribbon, which means the adhesive is still going to be tacky through the holes in the ribbon. So I wanted it on the inside, and then I actually took little strips. I just took little 1/4 inch strips and went through, and I even just added a little bit more adhesive on them and covered up where that adhesive was tacky. These would make great little Easter baskets and everything like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna go around, put my adhesive on around, and I've got to choose where I want my corner to be, where I want my edge to be. On the outside, it's way easier to put this on. I don't know if you can see. Look how much faster. That goes so fast. Oop, except don't rip it like that. Well, I guess that's my spot where my stuff is going to be, because I don't want that showing. Huh. That's an easy way for me to figure that out. We're going to put my sentiment right there. Remember, there's no mistakes, only happy accidents. Well, that was certainly, I forget. Tearing your tear and tape off of your project is definitely, sometimes it works for me and sometimes it doesn't, and when it doesn't, it sure doesn't. So yeah, I definitely just put a nice little tear on the side of my box there, and we're gonna go ahead and cover that up. Right, and this was one nice long piece. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so actually we're gonna mostly cover it up anyway. Ooh, which means I want my ribbon to start kind of off to the side so that I can put my little sentiment off to the side instead. Okay, so I'm gonna put that, so you can obviously choose where you want your stuff to go, but it's good and sticky, so once you get going, it's gonna want to just tack everything down. So make sure you're not touching your work surface and things like that. If you lay your box down, your box is going to be stuck to your work surface. If you want that, that's fine. That would certainly be another happy accident, I guess. It's certainly something that I've done before. I do have to laugh at my mistakes. It's and things that have happened to me, and I kind of look at it and go, well, that wasn't, you know, okay, I guess I need to remember that next time. So there we go. So I've got this beautiful ribbon around the edge there. Oh, look at that, how cute. That's awesome. So awesome. All right. Okay. So back to my other, I use two different punches. I use the 1 1/4 inch, and then I use the, I don't know if you can see that. I use the 1 3/8 scallop circle punch, and then I put the lace behind it. But because I'm going to be stamping on Lemon Lime Twist, and then I'm going to be putting this ribbon behind it, I don't need to do the scallop circle. So I'm just going to go with a Lemon Lime Twist and do a 1 1/4 inch punch, okay? So I'm just giving you a heads up on that. So we're coming back to the Berry Burst ink and stamping that down. Holding for a couple seconds. Yeah, I definitely need to re-ink this. And I've got to pull my 1 1/4 out of my drawer. There it is. There we go. And I don't know if you've seen, if you haven't seen my blog yet, because we're working with ink colors, I pulled out, I'm a scrapaholic. So I keep scraps. And thankfully I've gotten a little bit better. I don't keep scraps of every single size, but like the minuscule ones and stuff like that, no. But I do keep pretties and things that could be turned into something very easily. And I find it, you know, I'm gonna need to figure out what I really can store and what I can't store. But if you're like me and you go, oh, that paper's too pretty, these types of things, being able to punch little things is a great way to be able to use up some scraps. There are times where I just go through and punch a whole bunch of little circles for myself because I know I can use them, and if I have them kind of ready, then they're ready to go. Or I will also stamp, oh no, my dog's in the kitchen. I will also stamp a whole bunch of, or die cut a whole bunch of little shapes that I know I could use on a card. Or with a stamp set that for a die cut from a bundle that I know I'm going to use that stamp set or that bundle coming up, so that I can be a little bit better prepared and make life easier for myself. Okay, so on this panel, after I've stamped it, I'm just putting some tear and tape on the outside, and this is how I did the ribbon. Okay, that one's it's a little longer. Oh, it's actually straight. Okay, so I want to start there, and I'm going to put a little ripple in it every so often, kind of folding at the bottom. Can you see that? It's kind of making a little fold at the bottom every so often. And what that does, it is a little trickier with this ribbon. It was really easy with the very vanilla. I think with like a straighter ribbon, because this is so ripply already. I love how ripply it is. It's gonna make it beautiful on the other side. But you want to kind of keep folding and keep folding and keep folding so that you get this effect. It makes it nice and full on the other side. That was just sticking out a little farther than I wanted it. I can go to the front side and kind of look at everything as I'm going, which is a great way to tell if you're doing what you were hoping you would do. And that's getting a little too close, so I'm going to pull it up and do it again. And then pull it up and back it up and fold it down, back it up and fold it down, back it up and fold it down. Lots of the same over and over again all the way around to create this kind of medallion look, which is great. If you need a little bit of extra at the end to help cover up your end, that's fine. So you could add a little bit more. I'm not so concerned about that for myself anyway. Oh, maybe I am. All right, so we're gonna cut off a little bit of extra. And I'm going to trim this corner down just a tiny bit like that so that it's not sticking out. I'm going to put a tiny bit more tear and tape on the back there. A little more tear and tape, just a wee bit more. There we are. And lining that up. There we go. That's pretty good. Look at how cute that is. Super, super cute. Okay, so now I'm just going to use some dimensionals. I've been bringing this guy down. And I like to overlap my dimensionals with the ribbon so that the ribbon has yet another anchor point to kind of keep it in place. Okay, so I use about 3 on the back side. They're not going to show at all. So adding extra adhesive is just going to keep you on track. No, if I don't swish it off the table. Okay, so I was saying I had some loose ribbon. That's where my little seam is. So I'm going to pop that on right over where that seam is. And that is our project for today. So I've got 2 different designs. You'll be able to, you can make either one. They're absolutely wonderful to make and they're so much fun. So I highly recommend that you give it a try. This box is super easy. I'm just embellishing it like crazy because that's what I do. I love embellishing things, but you could make these very simply out of a piece of 6x6 designer series paper. And then some of our ribbon is nice and stiff and you can use that as a handle by itself. So I highly recommend that you try making a little basket, especially for a little gift or for a little fun project for a day. And if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I'm always here for you. Have a lovely Tuesday. Bye.